Hey, what's going on everyone? Long time no see. Chris back for another video. Today, bringing back the OG Nextbit Robin. I am still running Paranoid Android AOSPA, and they recently released a new update to this. Their build number 7.3.0 brings a lot of new changes and improvements, and I thought I'd go over this with you. I've been using this Nextbit Robin ever since I pretty much got rid of my Essential phone. Kind of really wanted to go back and give this phone another look, and kind of just, I've always just loved this phone and just the design of it, and I think the performance is still great. Camera is still mediocre, and battery is still mediocre. But let's get into some of the new features and kind of go over this new Paranoid Android update that they implemented here and came out with, which is really great to see that they are continuing to push out updates on a pretty frequent basis, maybe once a month, every other month or so. So first, we are going to get a new launcher update. Here adds a lot more customization. So now you do have a customization option right down here. It still has like this Pixel Launcher-esque kind of lawn chair modified app drawer and things like that. So if we go into customization, it does support icon packs. You also now have the option to do round icons. If you just use like a default icon pack, you can enable or disable round icons. But I do just like to use an icon pack to kind of keep things more uniform. The color for the dock, which is basically this color down here that's behind the dock, it gives you the option to change the color to that depending on some different settings. So you have the default, transparent, so completely clear, and then basically a wallpaper. So basically it'll change the color of the dock depending on the color of your wallpaper. So that's pretty neat. Or you can just have the color match your theme that you have selected from the theme settings here in the display options. So if we go down to theme, right now I am using the dark, completely black, and then kind of like this cyan, what they call scooter here, kind of matching kind of the rest of the phone itself, which still is all present. So theme built into AOSP. So themes still built into AOSPA, which is great, and of course you have your substratum support. If you use substratum, this theme option here does get grayed out, so just a fair bit of warning. You also now have the ability to hide apps from the app drawer, so that's nice. So similar to like Nova Launcher, they give you the option to hide certain applications if there's duplicates. If you don't want to go through actually uninstalling system apps, things like that, you can just hide them from the system. So that's a nice addition to make things more simplified and minimal if that's something you're interested in. So there's a lot of improvements to the camera. They now have a new camera app altogether that they came out with. In my opinion, it's quite slow and doesn't work as well, maybe on just this is the Nextbit Robin experience, who knows. But here's the camera app. You have your video down here, you have photos, and then panorama. So if you go back to photos, so if you swipe up, you get some additional settings such as grid, HDR, and then more settings over here on the left. Different profiles, things like that. So basically, taking the picture takes a minute to actually show up down here in the gallery, and this kind of takes a minute to load. And here's the gallery app that's built into the phone also. So they implemented a whole new camera app. Hopefully they'll continue to improve that, which I think they will. They have a lot of just general bug fixes in of itself that they implemented. I'll leave the link down to the post that they listed of all the kind of like the change log, so to speak. Whole new color engine improvements, things like that. Now for the Nextbit Robin specifically, they did improve some of the like the thermal performance, things like that, other enhancements that they stated. Now this does include the latest security patch, which I believe is going to be September, which is to fix and basically block the Blueborn Bluetooth security breach. So that's good that they implemented that with this latest update, which is very happy to see, considering the Nextbit Robin, the regular OS from Nextbit or Razer, hasn't had an update in quite a while. It's more secure because of that Blueborn fix and the kernel vulnerability that they were able to resolve. A lot of other improvements for other specific devices. I won't go into those because I don't have them. So a few things that I've run into issues still with my device. There's still like this speaker playback audio bug. So there's still issues with like the static kind of skipping type noise with audio over the speakers, which is unfortunate. Something I've had issues with is when I actually have my Wi-Fi disabled when the screen is off, I notice that the Wi-Fi will not turn on and reconnect to my network. So I've had to actually change this setting altogether and just put it on as always. What I had to do before is let's say when I put it on only when plugged in, turn off the screen, then the Wi-Fi gets disconnected, which is normal, so that way it's only using the LTE radio when the screen is off. What happens is when I turn the screen back on, the Wi-Fi shows that it's still on, but yet when I go and open up the quick toggle here, none of the networks are listed even though the Wi-Fi is on. Even if I toggle it on and off right there, it still doesn't show anything. So just like this, for example, I don't know, it's just weird quirkiness in that regard. So it might just be a known bug, but that's one of the bugs I had. Another weird bug also is at one point I noticed that the time in the status bar right here didn't match what was showing in the notification shade. It wasn't until I actually turned off the screen, turned the screen back on, is when that time updated in the status bar. So that's another little weird oddity, but I haven't noticed that, but maybe just once. But overall, the performance of the phone is actually quite good. I'm actually really still surprised of this little guy and how it performs in just day-to-day activities. Battery life still is not great. So if we go over to battery here, off the charge for about 13 hours, and we're only about an hour and a half, and it's almost at 50% now. So not the best because it is running the 808. You're only going to be able to get so much out of it with the small of battery. But I do love this is, I think, the most stable ROM for this at the moment. I haven't tried Lineage in a while, haven't tried a Resurrection Remix, that sort of thing, but I'm really liking the performance of it. I'm going to stay with this. No word yet on whether or not they're going to come out with Oreo, when that might be, but I would definitely highly recommend flashing AOSPA on here. Just for the slight customizations, you still get the pretty much near stock Android. So this does come pre-installed with Magisk. It does pass the safety net check. I am able to use Android Pay no problem with this also. They too also have their own gallery app, which has been something they've had in there for a little while now. They also have their own PA browser. So if we go PA browser right there, I still like to use Chrome just because I like to sync all of my bookmarks and browsing history and stuff like that across all of my devices. So anyways, this is my first look at Paranoid Android 7.3.0 official release. OTA works, which is fantastic. So it downloads, and once it downloads, just reboot into recovery, it'll install. Fingerprint scanner works very quickly also. It's a little slow, but definitely reads it just fine. Anyways, thanks again for watching, everyone. Really curious of what you guys' thoughts are. Let me know in the comments what you're interested in or want to see next in some videos. I do have several videos that I need to shoot still. I've just been busy. Thank you for sticking with me, guys, and for your support. Hit that like button and that subscribe button as well. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care.